Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So firstly, I just want to apologise for not being as active on my channel this week. I haven't been feeling very well, but I am feeling a lot better now, and so I thought I would treat myself to a Friday night in with some iced tea and the UMK songs, the songs that are participating in UMK 2022, whereby the winner will represent Finland at Eurovision. So yeah, I have a kind of interesting history with UMK in the fact that what tends to happen is a song that I really, really like and doesn't win. So that journey certainly started with Sara Aalto, No Fear, a few years back now. I was obsessed with that song, so that was a tough, I think it was a tough week when that did not win. And yeah, what was it, 2020 with Erika Vikman with Chicolina. I loved that song. And then last year, Blind Channel, like, at the end of the day, hindsight's an amazing thing, isn't it? Like, in the end, I grew into that song. And, like, other than Portugal, thinking about it last year, my reaction to Finland, I would say I received the most heat. Either people in Finland are extremely passionate about who represents them, or Blind Channel fans are extremely passionate about Blind Channel. Either way, I didn't even think my reaction was that bad, but apparently it wasn't good enough. And it was like one of my first ones as well. Anyway, I actually haven't listened to any of these songs. I know a lot of YouTubers have reacted to the songs as they have come out, which rightfully so, makes sense, because there's a lot of hype behind UMK as normal, and the standard's always quite high, so each song is probably going to be fairly decent. I haven't done that, not due to illness, but purely on the basis that I do like to listen to them back to back, because then you can start making comparisons. So I'm going to do that. So we've got 7 songs, right? 7 songs in total. So I'm going to listen to all of them now and see what I think. Okay. So we're starting off with Sian Kicks Hurricane. I like the branding of this band. As in, I really like what they're wearing. The unison of their look. Wouldn't be UMK with a bit of rock. And I tend to be more on the I like rock songs, as in I prefer rock songs with a female vocal. Personal taste? I mean, the whole package seems pretty expensive. The music video, the visuals of the band themselves already seem to have an identity around them. There doesn't seem to be an obvious melody at the moment. And what I mean by that is there's not a hook that's drawing me in yet. Do you like the vibes of this band as a unit? I'm not totally won over by the song, but it's okay. It's accessible rock. It's not going to alienate people who don't like rock, right? Toned down rock for multiple ears. Or I like this bit. Oh, I want more of that. This soundbite's quite good. They should have utilised that throughout the whole song. Not as in throughout, but at moments other than at the end. I still don't necessarily see the obvious melody in that song. Like, I was quite drawn in regards to the aesthetics. I liked the costume. Is it costumes? What's the word I want to say there? I like the designs of their outfits. Yeah, they seem like a band that's got an established identity. They've been around for a while, right? A few years. And it seems, based on my limited research, that they've had some pretty decent success. They know what they're about. I just, at the moment, song number 1 of 7, it's not a one that's going to stay in my mind, I don't think. But who knows? By the end I get to song 7, something might have happened and it might come back into my head. But as that stands, I don't think there's an obvious melody. Even Blind Channel last year, there was a melody. I don't think there is one there. Not an overt one anyway. So yeah, that's my thoughts on song 1. Okay, so song 2, we have Bes Ram Pam Pam. Okay. It's like we've got a theatrical music video. Finish! Well, why didn't I get that from the title, Shane? Oh, I quite like the chorus. I think there's more of a melody in this chorus than song 1. I like this bit. Some female energy there. Big fan of that. Don't really know what's happening in the music video, but I quite like this song. I actually quite like this. I was a bit skeptical at the beginning, I wasn't sure. I actually really like this. Boom. Song's really fun. Oh, I really like that. That was good. I really enjoyed that. Watching that video, that totally reminded me of another song that I'm absolutely obsessed with. It was a duet in a UMK. Annika, Good Enough. The reason why I remember that is that year I was hosting a party and I asked her to record a video for my guests as a kind of welcome thing at the beginning. She did. Lovely lady. Anyway, the video is very similar, not similar in the sense of it involves police. Okay, already much more invested. Like I can't sing song 1. I can't remember how that goes. That's so. I was a bit skeptical at the beginning. I was like, where is this going? And after the first chorus, when it got to the chorus, when it got to the end of the chorus with the I was like, okay. And then it really did pick up. Okay, I actually really like that. That's a good one. I think I'm going to be really, really, really into that song. Yeah, I actually want to listen to that one more. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Right, next we've got The Rasmus with Jezebel. Now, obviously, I know everyone knows The Rasmus. Well, I say everyone. Everyone of a certain age and above knows The Rasmus. In the Shadows, great song. I had to Google that. That came out in 2003. 2003. What? I would have been in like year 11. I was like 15. That's ages ago. That doesn't feel that long ago. 2003. Anyway. There's a lot of buzz when obviously the entries were announced and the Rasmus were in the running. So I know a lot of people are quite excited about this song, so I'm quite interested to see if this lives up with the hype. It's time to put your face on. Game set, a killer shock in heels. I'm just the first shot on your hit list. High kicks, a predator on wheels. Woke up with bruises on my body, hands tied like Jesus on the cross. I am not 100% convinced of these lyrics. lyrics aside, I really enjoyed that chorus. I actually really like this chorus. I really like the melody. This is quite good. I was ready not to like this. I don't know what the American football outfit's about, but maybe it's back in and no one told me. I love the violins. And we've got a key change. I quite like this one. I really, really didn't think I was gonna like it. Oh man. This is strong. And I profess to not really go for rock sound songs when I listen at my leisure. Okay. Really, 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 really pleasantly surprised. I mean, yes, if someone said to me, and I'd heard that song, geographically locate that, I would say Scandinavia. Because yeah, it's rock, but it's rock with that melodic chorus that you can kind of get on board with. That's quite good. I was slightly alienated by the kind of ropey lyrics at the beginning, but then once I kind of got, it was about a Jezebel, and then I understood what that meant. Some of the lyrics are a bit on the nose at the beginning, but that was very, very good. Song 3, the standards at UMK are high, so hopefully it continues. Okay, so song 4, we've got Young Hearted with Sun Numero. Song in Finnish. A bit like Estonian. I love the sound of this language sung. Sun Numero means your number. I know some Finnish. I mean, it's not instantaneous. It feels a bit like Coldplay now. I mean, her body posture in the music video kind of suits the sound of the song. It's very kind of laid back, chilled, right? It's not playing any tricks, this song, is it? I mean, we've had pretty much so far 3 high-octane songs, so it is quite nice that we've turned the energy down. I was about to say, is that it? Surely not. Very Coldplay. I like this bit. There is something quite quality, isn't there, with this song? It's a bit difficult, like, on initial reactions, which is obviously this is what this is all about. It's hard to get behind enthusiastically a song like this, other than just acknowledging it's a quality song. Okay, Young Hearted. Sun Numero, your number. There we go, I know some Finnish. There's a few times that I've reacted to songs this year and I've been like, oh, it's kind of a bit on rotation or it's a bit repetitive. You can't say that about that song. There are different parts of that song that are quite good and it does build, and I liked that kind of Coldplay moment at the end. It's a bit difficult what to say, really, isn't it? Because, as I said, you've had those kind of 3 high octane songs. Yeah, it's a decent song. And again, I've said with more than one song this year as well, it's the sort of sound that I cannot believe the UK can't produce at ease. You would have to hold judgment on that song, I think. You'd have to see that one live. Because, yeah, the studio cut is pleasant. It's an easy listener. It's an easy listener. Okay, so we're now on song 5, Oliveira. Thank God I'm an atheist. Interesting.
It's so sweet, the way they're seeing me, that I am the one to blame for this thing. When they
Very intrigued.
they would never ever have believed. I like to play with gasoline. Thank God I'm an atheist. And it's a state of mind. So thank God
Deep philosophy going on in here.
'cause I don't wanna live forever and all. Just die when it's time for it. Just fall asleep and disappear.
Religious studies teachers in the UK, take note of this song. Use the lyrics of this for a little starter for your lesson.
People shop in their values.
Everything sounds so polished at UMK.
Seems pretty clear to me that
All of these entries are strong. Like, I know I've been critical, because you've got to, right? You have to weigh them up. But like, if any of these win, if I don't watch the final, and then so far, what I've seen, if someone says the next day, oh, that one, I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
fall asleep and disappear.
How are Finland going to pick?
I don't wanna be alone tonight.
I mean, luckily, they've got a plethora of sounds. They've got a spectrum of sounds. UMK have done an amazing job there.
If we all look life, I'm
This is a good song.
with my thoughts. What's the point of it all if we only keep living? I'm an atheist.
I like the music video.
'Cause I don't wanna face my sins. I don't know. It seems pretty clear to me that heaven is the state of mind.
I wasn't sure about her voice at the beginning. I thought it might be slightly
I'm an atheist.
grating, but you get along with it quite quickly. Really suits the sound of the song.
Just die when it's time for it. Just fall asleep and disappear.
I thought it was going to end on a kind of a breathy note. I'm just really surprised. Like, how is it that we're kind of 5 songs in and every song has a decent music video with a really strong produced, a well produced, none of these are all finished cuts, right? You wouldn't play around with any of these songs. These are the songs. If it wins, it's not revamp. It's not going to need a revamp in the slightest. How have UMK managed to get kind of 5 really strong songs? Because like I said, even with song 4, and even with this song to a point, is it my sort of sound? No, but do I kind of sit back and be like, like almost jealous, being obviously British, thinking, well, why can't we produce this sound? How hard is it? Because you understand that there's quality behind it. That's good. Actually, her performance, that's one thing I didn't say, is her ability to perform that song. She's really captivating. Oliveira. Oh my goodness, like, this is such a strong national final. Right, I'm hoping at some point I get to a dud, because then it will probably add a bit more variety to what I'm saying. Okay, so we've got another song in Finnish, which, FYI, I am loving. I am a huge proponent of countries embracing their native language, because at the end of the day, I'm British, and more likely than not, I prefer the songs that aren't in English. So, I'm a melody guy, not a lyric guy. Doesn't make any difference to me. So, we have got Tommy Lantanen with, I'm not gonna pronounce that name because I will butcher it.
Paikasta muuta mukaan. On mulla vuosia, joita voi muistella, ja sitten niitä, joille päätä puistella. Mut ei kuivin silmin selviä kai täällä.
Okay, I'm gonna hold out judgment. I'm gonna give this song a chance.
Nyt on aika painaa.
There's obviously something in the water in Finland. that draws them to rock. My life carry me on like a Harley Davidson. Oh. It's got some moves. Is this that sort of song where, like, he's obviously a legend in Finland and he'll carry the boat and he wins? Holding out judgment. But there are certainly 5 other songs I've listened to that I would prefer. I feel that Sion Kicks, though, can learn a little bit from our friend Tommy and how to get a melody onto your chorus. Davidson. Bit Schlager. It's not even bad, is it? At the end of the day. Davidson. He's looking like he's loving life. Not sure about this top though, Tommy. I actually really like this chorus anyway. And Davidson. Controversial. I actually preferred that to Sion Kicks. Controversial. And thus far, that actually doesn't... as soon as that started, I was like, here we go. Here we go. Here's the time, Shane, when you can be a little less nicey. But it was quite difficult because it was quite... it was fine. It was fine. I really quite liked that chorus. Okay. Finland, what are you doing? Like, I want to... yeah, I have no idea how Finland are going to pick their winner out of these so far, unless number 7 is a song sent down by angels. I have no idea. Okay, Isaac Senna. Is it Isaac Senna? We've got another song in Finnish. Loving that. Hot here. Well, you've got it, you've got it. Eyeballing me. Well, you have got interesting fashion sense. I wouldn't be able to pull it off, but I quite like it. Yeah, I couldn't wear that top, but that top looks cool. You're such a hot dude, your eyes. Oh, cool! So he's singing about a man. I'm a beginner hottie. I'm reading the English translation. I love that. I'm gonna use that. I'm a beginner hottie. You can spank me. Oh, bit saucy. Eat you. But we're not allowed to make cannibal references after the actor from Call Me By Your Name made it uncool to say you want to eat someone. There isn't an obvious melody to this one either. I think he's going to perform the house down with this song. I really like the lyrics. He's got a guitar. I didn't want to make a Prince reference because initially I thought Prince, but he's got the guitar out now, so I'm going to make the Prince reference. I feel it's qualified now. I am really intrigued by this song. I'm not instantly hooked. I feel I want to give it another go though. For the lyric, I'm a beginner hottie. I love that. And I wouldn't be upset if we had a bit of Isaac energy in touring. Okay, whilst I quite like Isaac and what he's standing for and everything about him as an artist from what I can gauge from a 3-minute video, I've got to judge the song, right? And as a result of that, I don't think it's as instantaneous as others, but I think from that video we are in for a complete treat when it comes to the performance, which might elevate a song which is slightly forgettable. So with that said, final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts. I was kind of tricked visually by Sion Kicks and Hurricane. I kind of saw them as a kind of package, what they looked like in the music video, and I thought I was going to listen to a song which was going to wow me, and that didn't really happen. I can safely say I cannot remember that song, which is not a good thing. Best Ram Pam Pam, now that one does stand out, and actually that's the one that I got a little bit excited about, so I can't ignore that. The Rasmus Jezebel, I really didn't think I was going to get on board with that, and yes, at the beginning, slightly alienated by the odd and kind of jarring lyrics, but yeah, once I reminded myself what the song was about, it's about Jezebel, get it, fine. Okay, Young-Hearted Son Numero, it was an extremely radio-friendly song. I just think you've got to be a bit careful when you send a song like that to Eurovision, because what are you expecting it to do, in the sense of it's not really doing anything. It's a pleasant listen, it's a quality sound, it's extremely radio friendly. Olivera, Thank God I'm an Atheist, I'm actually quite interested in that one. I wouldn't normally go for an Olivera song, but there's something about that I'm really intrigued about. Her voice, yes, at the beginning I wasn't completely convinced, but then when I got into the song I was like, oh no, this whole thing together with the music video, with her performance as well, I keep forgetting that she performed that really well. And then Tommy, well, yeah, that went from 0 to 80 quite quickly. Actually, now I'm going through these, I think I quite like that one more than a few of them actually. And Isaac, I like him. I think he's dope. I like him as an artist, although I can't really say that from a 3-minute watch of a video. I just think the song's slightly forgettable. So with that said, top 3, Bess, Ram Pam Pam, weirdly enough the Rasmus Jezebel, I will say, and it'd be a toss-up between Olivera and Tommy actually. If I'm thinking Finland, what they should do to get a strong result, then it's Olivera. Those are my top 3, Bess, the Rasmus and Olivera, but my wild card is Tommy. My wild card's Tommy. So those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. It would be... Remember, I've got... Don't listen to me. My choices, my favourite's always cursed, so they never win. Please let me know what you think, regardless, because I do enjoy reading them, even if they are different or calling me out on things I've said, because I do like to at least have an opportunity to clarify myself. And yeah, until next time, stay safe.